Hi there, this is Ronnie, coming at you with a video. I spent last weekend up in Orkney seeing my daughter, and we were playing mostly sort of board games and card games, and as is my wont, I was getting schooled. I mean, I won a couple, but mostly, mostly lost, because my daughter is a very good player. One of the things we did on the Saturday night, she had a friend of hers round, his name is Lee, and I did a very simple introductory adventure, little dungeon crawl thing, using the Savage Worlds rule set. And literally, I just used Savage Worlds and the Fantasy Companion. I didn't use any setting rules or anything like that. I didn't use any campaign setting. I put them in a fairly generic fantasy small town. And he went into Garrel's Gauntlet, which was the name of the adventure. They seem to have a really good time. My daughter really hasn't. My daughter Saffron. If you're watching Saffron, hi Anne. Saffron had not done much role playing at all. Lee had played some Pathfinder and sort of D&D 3.5. So he had a bit of experience that way. But they both played really well. Saffron played a Rakashan, which is essentially a sort of cat person. And in the rules, it says that Rakashans really don't like the Saurians. So Lee was playing a Saurian. A sorcerer. Or, as he just became known, a lizard wizard. Which just became, I even wrote it down as that, lizard wizard. Because I thought it was quite funny. It went pretty well. Combat was pretty swift. Bit of puzzles. I had some traps, but actually the area of the dungeon that had the traps on it, they never went there. They went everywhere else. They just didn't go near that bit, which was fine. I think it went well. They enjoyed it. Saffron enjoyed it. I think Lee enjoyed it as well. They enjoyed themselves very much. I think the highlight for me was they went into a room where there was a gargoyle. And Lee attempted a sort of magic missile, it's called Bolt in Savage Worlds, to see whether it was a gargoyle or just a statue, and of course it hit him, but didn't do any real damage. But that was enough for the gargoyle to actually turn around and chase them. And they went back into a previous room, and there was two exits, one to the south of the room and one to the west. And the west one was the one that they'd come into that room originally. So as Lee was making a beeline back to the west door, Saffron went to the south door, which was closer. And Lee decided that he was going to make damn sure the gargoyle went for Saffron's character by casting blind on her. Luckily, the rules state that the target gets an agility save to look away, which she managed to do, so she wasn't blinded. The gargoyle was left with two targets. One target that was pretty much out of the door to the south, or the target that actually shot at him that was still in the room, because he had to stop to fire to cast blind. So of course the gargoyle went for him and rolled a 1, which is a fumble. So it fell flat in its face. It was prone, and Saffron took that moment to get an arrow and shoot it, and her fighting roll was so good. She did an extra d6 of damage, and when she totaled up all the damage that she actually did with the arrow, it was enough to kill it, because it was just it was a wild card, an extra. I didn't put any wild cards in the place because it was just starting gamers. I didn't put any wild cards in, so it was just an extra, and she shot it in one arrow, and I thought that was brilliant. I loved the irony of the fact that the wizard was saved with a dead-eye shot from someone he just tried to blind. Upshot is, I think they had a fantastic time. I enjoyed running it. Game was over in about 2.5 hours. What it said to me was, I can run a game within a sort of 4-hour time frame. This works for me, because I need to sort of get that into play for Tabletop Scotland in September, because I'm running a game at Tabletop Scotland. So yeah, I think they enjoyed themselves. I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back soon with another video.